What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Game Freak. I have about 15, I shouldn't say about, I have 15 consoles in this game room, and a couple, like four arcade machines. And I just kind of wanted to go over which five consoles do I play the most in this game room. And at the same time I do this, I would love to know what your go-to consoles are. If you have a top five, a top three, whatever. Even if you have a top 10, I don't care. Just put it in the comments section. I would love to know. I am going to share with you the five most played consoles in my game room. So let's jump into it. At number five, we have the PS3. The PS3 had so many great titles. It was a fun time in the gaming community seeing Sony and Microsoft compete with each other for years to reel in their fans. It seemed like great games were released every month and everybody had something to be excited about. Now, I'm not saying the Xbox 360 was a bad console, but the PS3 always held an advantage for me personally. People that have watched my videos for the last 2 years or so know that I'm just not a fan of Xbox controllers. Nothing against their consoles at all, but if you aren't comfortable with the controller you're going to be using, it's difficult to have fun playing the games. So Sony's controllers have always just felt more comfortable to me. This is probably why I've always stuck with PlayStation since the PS1. Not to mention, I feel Sony always had the advantage when it came to exclusives, especially with franchises like God of War, Uncharted, and The Last of Us. The PS3 is still a great console to go back and play, and go out and buy games for. The great thing is, you can still pick up most PS3 games for pretty cheap. There are over 2,500 games available for the console, and a lot of them still hold up great in 2025. At number 4, I'd have to go with the original NES. I've never stopped playing this console since 1985. This system changed gaming forever for me. My gaming adventures started with the Atari 2600, but the NES just blew that system out of the water. Our imagination that we once had to use while controlling little squares and listening to outdated bleeps was now put in front of us in the form of better graphics and sound on our TVs. This isn't any disrespect to Atari though. They were the pioneers of gaming, and if it weren't for them, we wouldn't have what we have today. Nintendo was just a whole new animal. These games had more structure, a story and a soundtrack behind them. Nintendo even managed to dominate the game market over the Sega Master System, even though the Sega Master System was a technically more advanced console. It was pretty impressive from a business aspect on Nintendo's part. The games they were offering helped their cause. Games like Super Mario Bros., Metroid, Zelda, and Mike Tyson's Punch-Out were hard to compete with. With over 1,300 games in its library, the possibilities seemed endless at the time. Not every game was great on the NES, but the ones that were are still a blast to play today. Plus, there were so many hidden gems. At number 3, I definitely have to say the PS2. I absolutely love this console and play it daily. There are over 4,000 games available for this console worldwide. This isn't surprising considering that the PS2 still holds the title of the most units sold of any console ever made, over 160 million to be exact. The PS2 was revolutionary for its time. I remember the first time I played it, I was blown away and immediately hooked. Every game just looked, played, and sounded better than any console. Obviously, we have come a long way since its release, and I'd be lying if I said every game still holds up well today. They had plenty of games with the old tank controls that are just frustrating to go back and play. But the PS2 also started utilizing the analog controls on many of its games. This made everything feel so much smoother while playing. The PS2 also introduced me to one of my favorite franchises, God of War. The list of games I love on the PS2 is endless. This is another console that you can find games for dirt cheap, so hunting for them is easy, satisfying, and won't break the bank. My second most played console is the evercade. Now, I wasn't introduced to the evercade until early 2022. I actually bought the VS out of the blue. I read that it had licensed arcade games on carts with multiple games on them, and honestly, it was hard to pass on the price point. I immediately ordered the EXP handheld after only one day of playing the VS. I found it super cool that the handheld played the same carts as the console. These carts are color-coded to let you know what kind of games are on them. The purple cases are arcade games, the red are loaded with console and indie titles, and the blue are filled with home computer titles. You can also enjoy playing these carts on other products like the Super Pockets, which are smaller handhelds that also have a built-in game collection. And the newest product, the Evercade Alpha. These are tabletop arcade cabinets that have a built-in game collection and the ability to play your Evercade carts. The Alpha is the only piece of hardware I passed on since I already built a full-size arcade cabinet, and it's powered by my Evercade VS. Playing these arcade carts on my cabinet is a dream come true for me since I always loved hanging out at the arcades as a kid. I do have a second VS, which I use for the red console carts. Needless to say, with all of the classics available on the Evercade, it gets played quite a bit. And finally at number 1, my most played console is easily the PS5. I unfortunately didn't get my PS5 until a year after it was released, due to the amount of resellers buying them up only to resell them for over double the price. Now, I paid retail for the 3 I bought for me and my boys only because I got lucky and the store I was in at that time happened to be restocking them. I absolutely love this console. I will say that it has been kind of slow on releasing exclusives, but the little to no loading times on games makes it worth every single penny. Plus, it plays your PS4 games. Many have the options to upgrade to the PS5 version. Games like Metal Gear Solid 5 and Assassin's Creed Valhalla have long loading screens on the PS4, but are practically obsolete on the PS5. Now, the actual PS5 games I do own look absolutely amazing. I honestly love this console. It's by far the best console I own. The controllers for the PS5 are also unbeatable. These controllers are easily the most comfortable controllers I've ever used. And the gameplay comparison between the PS4 and PS5 is like night and day. It's unbelievable how much of a difference this console made from its predecessor. It's also hard to believe that the PS5 will be in its 5th year of existence this November. So there you have it. Those are my 5 go-to consoles in this game room. So let me know in the comment section what your go-to consoles are, or maybe just your go-to console, individually. Or if you have a top 3, top 5, top 10, just let me know. Just write it in the comment sections. Also, don't forget, I am on a mission, a battle, to hit 2K subs before 2026. We already have an amazing community here on the GameFreak, but why not add to it? The more people that are in this community to talk about what we all enjoy, in this case, video games, the more fun it will be. Plus, we get to meet more people who love gaming like all of us. So feel free to share any of my videos on any platform you wish to help get the word out. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell everybody to hop on over and subscribe to the GameFreak. I appreciate all of my subscribers for the continuous support. So, if you are new to this channel, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out this channel a lot, and I greatly, greatly appreciate it. And if you are a content creator, we like to give back here. All you have to do is type in the word content in the comments section. That's it, the word content. If any of my subscribers see the word content in the comments section, we have something on this channel that I like to call the Game Freak Army. And what we will do is we will go to your channel and we will subscribe to you, even if you're not a gaming channel, any kind of channel. All you have to do is type in that word content because we want to help each other out. We want to help each other's channels grow and just be successful. No one's trying to be king of YouTube. This isn't a popularity contest or anything like that. We just want to see everyone succeed. So feel free to type in that word content. And once again, I want to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. And until the next one, game on, everybody.